My name is Cecily. I'm from Washington, D.C., and I grew up in Washington, D.C. and in Maryland, in upper Northwest near Silver Spring. So when I was growing up, my mom and dad, definitely big 70s soul music fans. So I listened to a lot of Minnie Riperton, a lot of Stevie Wonder, a lot of Terry Collier. My mom's a big Motown fan, so there's a lot of Smokey Robinson. My dad is a really big fan of jazz, specifically Miles Davis. So, and then I also had two older brothers and an older sister who were listening to more current stuff. So a lot of 90s R&B, a lot of Tupac, you know, No Limit Soldier. My brother was a big No Limit fan. So that's some of the stuff I heard growing up. I started singing when I was around 12 years old. I started taking voice lessons, classical voice lessons actually, after singing in choir for a couple of years at my church, and I've been singing ever since. My parents have always been really supportive, so they paid for my voice lessons. They came to all my recitals and all my choir performances, and so when I did decide that I wanted to do music full time as an actual career, they definitely encouraged me. But I think it was just my own intuition. I knew that I was supposed to be on a stage. Yeah, the turning point came when I was in college. I think I was a sophomore or junior. And I just got disillusioned. I was studying political science. I wanted to be a diplomat. And I just didn't feel the passion for that anymore. And I realized that music had always brought me the most joy. And so I started taking it more seriously after then. So my first single I put out was called Too Much, and that came out in October of 2012. My next single came out September of 2013. That was called Heaven in Your Eyes. And then I put out my first EP. It was a 5-song EP in May of 2015. And then just this year, on May 4th, 2018, I put out my first full album. So it's definitely been a journey and a process, figuring out my sound. And as of right now, I feel really happy about where I am. I know that I'm making the music that I want to make and getting the message out there that I want. So my top 3 favorite of my songs would be, in no particular order, Pisces, Real Love, and probably, so hard. I like all of them, but I like Your Idea of Beautiful. That's another one of my favorites. And I think, honestly, I put so much into my music of who I am that there's not really a lot else to know. I tell people my stories, and I tell people, what I've gone through, and, what's important to me, like self-love and growth and love in general, family. And so I think, whatever people get from my music or my shows is everything they need to know about me. In 5 years, I would like to say that I have been Grammy nominated. I would like to have worked with Raphael Sadiq, and I would like to have performed at multiple international festivals. So I think my ultimate goal artistically is to always be true to myself and listen to my own voice and to let people hear my authentic voice. And in my career, my ultimate goal is really just longevity and being able to do what I love to do, record and perform and write for the rest of my life. I'm definitely open to working with the label. It just depends on the relationship, the people, and of course the contract. That's a good question. My overall strategy when it comes to business and promoting my own music is to plan. I feel like it's honestly really basic. Like, my strategy is always to be aware of what's going on, plan out the next couple years, and then just try to follow that plan as best I can, but also be really flexible. It's not really that much different than how anyone runs any business, I don't think, but for me, it's really just about making the plan and sticking to it and dreaming big, Yeah. Yeah, so some of the things in my plan would include, first and foremost, I'm working on some music videos that I would like to finish. I'm writing my next EP, which I'm planning to release next spring. So I'm planning to start recording that in January. And I am also working on booking some tour dates for the next 2 years. I really want to do some festivals in Europe and hopefully go to Japan as well. Maybe get a distribution deal in Japan. So those are some of the things that are in my plan, and that, the main thing is money. Where's all the money come from? But, you figure that out as we go. I definitely prefer performing because I like connecting with people. I want to shout out. Yeah, I'll give a shout out to a few folks I'm writing with right now. Drew Kidd, who has his own project he put out this year that's awesome. Malik Hunter is a bass player. He plays with me, and he also plays with Aaron Abernathy, who's another amazing soul singer in DC, who also produced 2 songs on my record. I also like to give a shout out to the group Colombian Nights, who I worked with on the project as well, especially Jason, because he just got married and I sang at his wedding, so it was beautiful.